he's going for his first European Tour title in his first attempt. That's only happened twice. And that was in 2012 when this thing started. Justin Pipe was winning the first one because nobody had taken part in one. Phil Taylor won the second one. He wasn't even in the first one.
Yeah.
So he won his first one. It's not happened since the very first two. That's 100 events ago.
121.
The benchmarks, the milestones just keep on being ticked off by Luke Littler, but Rob Cross will provide stiff opposition. Not the highest ranked player that Littler has faced this weekend. He had to overcome Damon Heta in his third round match earlier today. Heta, of course, providing the opposition as he did last week in that epic quarter-final at the UK Open in Minehead. Littler able to exact his revenge earlier today by 6 legs to 3. And Cross slowly but surely growing into this tournament, and a very impressive semi-final winner against Gerwyn Price a short while ago, while Luke Littler was resting up in the Players' Lounge behind the scenes.
Do you know how many European Tour events it took Rob Cross to get a victory?
I was just trying to calculate that earlier. I'm glad you've got the answer. Let's just see if Littler can take out this 148 first of all. Well, he won't do on this occasion, but he'll be hopeful of returning.
108. Rob, you require
57.
139.
That's another illustration of how rapid Luke Littler has just emerged.
And that's not even the longest wait for one. Ian White took 62 to get his first, and he would go on to win multiple times. Not finished yet. But this first leg is, and Luke Littler starts with a 17 darter. Expect better quality, but you don't mind starting with a nice steady leg, getting your way into what will be first to 8.
136.
He's got an amazing record in finals, Littler. I'm sure you're not shocked to hear that, but in all of the finals that have been recorded, he's been in 43 and 137. That's in junior darts, youth darts, senior darts, the lot. That is a lot.
That's quite something.
And when you look at Rob Cross, he's been in 30 finals in PDC darts.
180.
Got our first 180 of this final, but weirdly, in all of the finals that are recorded for Rob Cross, he's also been in 43 finals, and he's won 20 of them. So his hit rate in finals is nowhere near as good as Littler's. However, we're probably looking at different tournaments, different opposition.
145.
However, it was kind of spooky that they've both been in 43 finals.
$97. Rob, you required 40.
Well, this will be something, a 10-dart leveler for Rob Cross, looking at tops.
That looks pretty inviting.
Games on the second leg.
As soon as that goes in, just above,
you
you change how you look at that double. You don't look at the tops anymore. The way his darts sit, you want to hit the dart.
57.
Because if you do, you've got a better margin for error.
Well, the vast majority of fans won't need reminding or telling that, of course, these two have met 3 times of late. Of course, their first encounter was that World Championship semi-final. Set play, of course, Littler winning that one by 6 sets to 2, and they've had a couple of meetings on the Premier League already this year as well. One win apiece in the Premier League so far this year between them.
And they're going to play many, many more times over the next few years. Might even see them a lot in European Tour finals over the next 8-9 months. Wouldn't be surprised. But the person who is maxing more than anybody else in this final is the person who's got the most in the tournament.
92.
He's going to need 5 in this final. Isn't that right, Rob?
Yeah.
To set a record.
4 to level and 5 to surpass it in terms of the 180s registered. 24 coming into this final. Cross, though, off the mark with 2 already.
98.
Just the 7 180s for Rob Cross coming into this final, but both players with 3 ton plus checkouts along the way.
140.
Now, does he get a look at that 117? He's not scoring at the same sort of level as he has in these other games tonight. His first 9 is currently at 93, being about 20 points minimum above that over the course of the night. But double 16 for Cross. missed, giving Littler a chance to rediscover the lead at 2-1.
Luke, you require 117.
Well, let's see how he fares with this, because Cross is lurking with intent.
77. Robbie requires
Does what he wants.
32.
Did that in the previous game. Not sure Ricardo liked it very much.
Yeah, plenty will be said and plenty will be written about that. That was a bit of a loose one, as Cross acknowledges there. So just having to readjust here for double 8, and now having to readjust onto the other side of the board for double 4 for a break of throw. And Rob Cross has the early advantage, leads by 2 legs to 1.
Fourth leg, you're up to third first.
Rob has not
Game
won
on.
in this country before. That will be a motivating factor for him, because when you're at his level, you want to start ticking off countries and tournaments.
134.
I know Jamie Caven, who's actually celebrating his birthday today. Happy birthday, Jamie. Very, very proud of how many countries he won in his professional career. But if you're in the mood for another factoid, with the exception of 2012, the first year of the European Tour, who do you think was the person who won a Euro Tour event with the least amount of attempts before it?
I would need a lot of time to think about it.
Jose de Sousa, in his third European Tour event, won in Sindelfingen in 2020.
Of course, actually that seems more obvious than I thought it might be.
100.
Didn't he play well in the final against MVG?
Yeah, won it by 8 legs to 4. These two previous Belgian Darts Open finals have both finished 8-6. Could be something similar in store this evening as well, as Littler rattles in a 180 to get down to a finish. Just applies a little bit of something on this Rob Cross visit of 167.
Yeah, Rob's hit rate in finals is not great. However, he's very much more in tune with maybe winning, because he's already got a title in the bank now. Bullseye for Littler.
102.
Maybe 3-1 down in a matter of seconds. This is a position he hasn't really tasted much at all in this event.
Yeah, had his work cut out against de Sousa in the opener, but Rob Cross has consolidated that early break with a hold of throw and does indeed lead by 3 legs to 1. A 13 darter to go with the 15 darter and the 11 darter. 3 legs on the spin though for Rob Cross, who's got a lot of momentum behind him, given the sequences he was able to put together against Gerwyn Price in that semi-final as well.
I do wonder how many times they're going to play each other over the next few years, but
96.
only 3 times to this point. Littler is starting to improve. 102 now.
190.
And all of a sudden the 180s are starting to flow as well. He's got a couple now.
Yeah, it takes him on to 26. We'll keep an eye on the ticker as Luke Littler keeps an eye on the scoreboard as well. Well, you just wonder what the reaction would be if he were to find himself 2 breaks down. He'll want to avoid that potential pitfall. Sets up the big fish once again.
I tweeted a little bit earlier today, or should I say I posted, still adjusting to that the story would be big, whoever prevailed today. That is going to be the case. Another bullseye. 2 bulls missed for one of the best bull hitters in the game.
Yeah, the first ball that he missed in leg 4 led to Cross opening up a 3-1 lead, but that missed dart at a bull might not have too much of an impact.
135.
I think, based on what I've seen from him the last couple of years, if his double 10s are working, usually everything else is. And that's a good sign.
Yeah, well, he won this. Well, he wrapped up his semi-final, I should say, with a string of double 10s against Pietreczko, 4 of them in succession, and it's come to his rescue there for a 3-2 deficit.
He's had an interesting tournament, hasn't he, Luke? Welcome to the Euro Tour.
81.
Probably hasn't seen a crowd like this before. And he's had Christoph Ratajski nicking his water. And he's had a Pikachu having a pop at him. And he's in a final on debut, averaging brilliantly for the whole thing over 102 with 26 maximums. What a tumultuous few days.
Yeah, well, I'll just... Going back to that de Sousa match in the opener, 2-1 down, 3-2 down, 4-3 down, and 5-4 down. It was by no means certain,
177.
but that was very certain from Luke Littler.
Somebody's cooking now. But we know that Rob Cross does have the ability to maintain a 107 average. Yes, the best example of that was when he won the world title in the final against Taylor. But more recently, when he played Gary Anderson at the Masters last season,
57.
he could maintain more than 107 over this kind of format. Just because they're in that 103 to 105 range at the minute, don't think that those averages are going to come down. They could even get higher.
Yeah, and then you'd be looking at,
60.
well, in Littler's case, you'd be looking at the string of some plus averages that he's been able to produce, the exception being the Ratajski match when it was a respectable 97 anyway.
100.
And there's a 140 just to keep that average ticking over as well. Down to 43. This would be the break of throw to get back on terms and back on throw in this match.
That third dart from Littler, it wasn't even sitting in his grip right. He still hit a 60.
132. Luke, you require 43.
Fixing it on the fly.
Yeah, single three for tops. Double 10, won't mind this.
Gauge on the stick flag.
Bad news for Rob, that. 2 10s out of 2.
Such an effective plan B, isn't it? Such a security plan.
Usually a good sign when plan B is better than plan A. However, sometimes plan B is plan A because he leaves 10s on purpose.
Well, both players have kicked off with perfect darts here. Two-pronged approach for the 9-darter, but Littler's dream dies here and now. Just the 40 scored as well. So maybe again Cross can exploit here with a chance to make his move.
They do get spoiled in Belgium, don't they?
Yeah, they've
In
been
their
well
final.
treated.
They get 14 legs in their final every year by the looks of it. I think they might get another 14 here.
At least.
They've had some great darts over the last 3 tournaments, and there will be people leaving here tonight thinking, when do they go on sale for next year? Because they've had a brilliant time, these lot. It's been a sellout ever since Friday night.
Yeah, there was a big crowd in on Friday afternoon as well. It was a very respectable Friday afternoon crowd, and yeah, it bodes well for Antwerp later in the year. And yeah, the rest of Europe, take note, sit up and watch what Belgium's doing. It's been brilliant this weekend. Littler looking at 188 minus these. 68 away, moves downstairs, sets it up for double 10.
There you go. Plan B is plan A.
136.
136. Well, perish the thought. Almost a double-double.
82.
But double 10 for Littler for 3 out of 3.
Yeah, again, I think it was the percentage play, but double 10 here for Littler. I mean, it is so certain, it's so sure-footed. As Ricardo Pietreczko found in their semi-final, Luke Littler on double 10 at the moment. It's looking almost like a guarantee.
I'll tell you how good this final is. A 3-leg burst from Rob Cross, averaging 115 from 2 to 4. Then 107 in a burst from Littler with 14, 15, 13. Yeah, this is a proper final.
So both players have enjoyed a 3-leg burst so far. Now, it's all about the third passage of play in this final.
Let's say that Cross goes 3 in a row now. He goes to 6-4. And then Littler goes 3 again. He goes to 7-6. We'd take that.
I'm sure we would.
Not sure Rob would. He'd like to be 6-4 up, but if you were to offer him 7-6 down right now, he'd say, no, thank you.
55. Robbie require 134.
He's got options here. He doesn't like the 17, so he's not going to use that route. This is going to be sipping from the traditional cup. He's going to leave tops.
94.
He'd have the option of 51, 51, 32, but he despises the 17 section. He just leaves it alone.
91. Robbie required 40.
Well, again, I mean, the likelihood is Littler will lose this leg, but still he wants to give himself the opportunity. Okay, like I say, he's lost the leg, but Such a great attitude from Littler, time after time after time.
Yeah, somebody sticks a 9-iron to a couple of feet, you think,
57.
yeah, surely they're going to hold that putt for a birdie. But if you're playing match play, you put yours 25 feet away. You don't just give them the hole. You try and hold your big putt first to make them put it out. Very, very sensible play from Littler.
97.
Get yourself to the finish. Don't just leave yourself a bogey number or just wave the white flag. You just never know.
Well, 57 played 97 after 3 darts apiece. 94 to back it up for Littler.
Eric Claris has been here every single time, and every time he's here, this crowd sings his praise as one of the most humble dart players in history.
136.
What a Belgian.
'56.
Well, I think this might, or could well be, Littler's statistically his worst leg of the match. He's thrown down 9 darts and he's still only on 294. I say only, I mean, I think he's entitled to a loose leg every now and then. He can't maintain the impossibly high standards that he sets every time. But
Yeah, it's a game that can't be perfected. You're going to have spells where you don't hit the treble 20.
the concern is that it's a potential breaker throw incoming here for Rob Cross.
Don't forget, Littler is playing his 4th straight day. One will leave tops. All is not lost, Rob.
60.
Still okay. But if something sizable comes in here, you might think differently about that 80.
And in keeping with, oh, that's a bit precarious.
82. Robbie require 80.
Well, he didn't want 2 points. He was looking for 1. Double top. There you go. Didn't make any difference.
Rob Cross.
But some people are probably sitting at home thinking, what was he doing? Well, he was on 171, wasn't he?
Yep. And again, we talked about it before, just wanting to give himself the opportunity, just in case Cross wasn't able to convert, and
you know
again,
why?
Cross was able to.
Because 170 is easier than a lot of shots in that neighbourhood.
93.
5-4, Cross leads with the break.
Got to start getting that first dart closer, if not in.
190.
However, if the cover shots work, might be able to get some inroads into Rob Cross here, who is playing splendidly in this final. Front nine's good, overall average over 105.
94.
Looks motivated, and why wouldn't he be?
Just wonder whether that momentum that he had, if I'm sure he did have momentum from that Gerwyn Prize semi-final, it wasn't very...
96.
It was a limited amount of time that he had between matches, wasn't it? I think that can work sometimes in players' favour. Some players might prefer to have the longer break just to regroup. I suppose it depends on what sort of a semi-final you've had.
I think they've got more exposure to that kind of thing as well these days, with Premier League, European Tours, World Series, multiple games in a night. Yeah, it's just another day at the office.
Might be time to spare a thought for Lucas Weinig as well, by the way, who was on the verge of a 4-0 lead against Rob Cross in his opening match yesterday. Just hit the buffers. Littler applies the pressure, 106. Cross looking at 134.
Oh, he's had a slip dart. That slipped right out of his hand. That was for the 54.
That was for the 54. He's hit a single 6.
That doesn't happen very often. His first season on tour, he had a few of those. Great recovery, though.
Yeah, great recovery.
Slipped in his finger, as you can see. Does it hurt him in the game? Maybe not.
65. Robbie require 8.
That was one of Littler's flatty darts, by the way. That didn't slip out of his hand.
Well, Rob Cross, despite the slip out of the hand, is staring at the incentive of a 6-4 lead in the final that would leave him 2 away from a second European Tour title, but it's not to be for the former world champion just yet. Littler with a reprieve. Now he's looking at tops once again.
Oh, it's right in the corner.
Sneaks in. Yeah, think it. Keep focus, says Rob Cross. 5 apiece. 1 slips through his fingers there. Could so easily have been 6-4. Littler still hanging in there and finds parity once again, and just look where it might take him, Paul.
77.
Sounds like an ABBA song, slipping through his fingers. That could have been 3 straight legs for Rob Cross for a second time in this final. The fact that he's been stopped now means we've got 1 set of darts to see who wins this tournament. And it's on! He's got the awkward treble 19 out the way. If he gets the first 60, double 12 might just be on for a 9 in the final.
Well, he has threatened this 6 perfect darts, 7 perfect darts this weekend. Is this the moment in the final itself? It may well be the moment for Luke Littler. The 9-dart perfection in the final on his European Tour debut. And once again, Luke Littler delivers with style. Unbelievable scenes in Visa. The crowd rises one. Rob Cross acknowledges it with an embrace as well. Brilliant, brilliant stuff from Luke Littler.
Soak it in, Belgium. What have you just witnessed? What is it about this young kid? And the first event he plays in PDC darts. He's still got a job to do. That was a big adrenaline moment. Let's see how he handles it.
Oh, well, I mean, we talked about the adventure that he's been on. We talked about the narrative that he's provided this weekend.
99.
He had been threatening that time and time again.
Okay, can we just start asking a question whilst this final is not near the end? How many 9-darters is he going to hit this year? I think, and Dan Dawson's already posted 7, well, he might not be wrong. Somebody give Hugh Ware Strepsil.
Well, by the way, that is 5 180s that he's hit in this match now. That is the record for a European Tour weekend, surpassing the 28.
I'll see you, Dave Chisnell. I'll raise you a Luke Littler. Sounds like a really good card game.
My goodness me, he's in there again.
This is a massive moment for Cross to get level. He's seen the last 2 legs completed in 24 darts. This is for an 11-darter to be 6-6. Monstrous.
Wow.
Really, really good. Now it's best of 3. Can't get enough of this. And this is event 1 of 13 of the year. The European Tour this year will be better than ever.
Well, Munich, you've got something to live up to over the course of the Easter weekend.
Am I going a bit early with this? Nah. I don't mean to sound a bit like other commentators. He couldn't, could he?
Well, he's got a wry smile on his face, and I'm not ruling it out. Well, I'm ruling it out now.
Yeah, I'm not sure Belgium could handle a second 9 in the final.
The last 2 legs, either way, have been settled in 20 darts legs. Brilliant.
Welcome to 2024 darts, everybody.
Littler on 2. I mean, let's not lose sight of the bigger picture. 6 apiece. The average is still absolutely sky high as well. Rob Cross is actually averaging 111 nearly at the moment.
Can I put my nerd hat on for a second?
Well, be quick.
Luke Littler has hit a 9-dart leg on Jack McKenna's birthday. That was Paul Lim's opponent in 1990. Happy birthday, Jack.
Seems to be everyone's birthday this weekend. Rob Cross, what's he got here? Because he will be brutally aware that 167 is well within range. Littler, just a single 20 and a single 3. Little slip up here from Littler, and that might open things up for Rob Cross for a break of throw. It would be a 5th break of throw, a 3rd for Cross, and it could well be decisive. How many times have we seen it? The executor of the 9-darter coming away with nothing in terms of the first prize.
Cross needs the bullseye in a silent October Haller. Oh. It's not silent anymore. Now, we've got a situation that we had on the European Tour last year. Do you remember when Luke Humphries hit a 9-dart leg against Dave Chisnell? He didn't win another leg after it.
Yeah, absolutely right. And Rob Cross with a 12-dart break and a 1-2-1 checkout on the bullseye has opened the door for another 8-6 victory in the final of the Belgian Darts Open.
You don't know how lucky you are, Visa, getting at least 14 legs in every final you watch.
139.
What a final. What a time to be alive in darts.
Wow. Bahrain, the Pro Tour. the European Tour. 9 darters from Luke Littler everywhere he goes, but it might all count for nothing in terms of the first prize. He'll walk away with at least £12,000 this weekend, whatever happens. He'll hope it's more.
140.
Doesn't usually get out of bed for that these days. However, he is in the driving seat of what could be the penultimate leg.
100.
Everybody in here doesn't want this final to end. It's so entertaining.
Well, the crowd is absolutely craving a 15th and deciding leg.
Now, what will he do on 122? It may depend on what Rob does now with this visit. 139 plus would be nice.
Yeah, well, questions are being asked here from Rob Cross, aren't they?
He's going downstairs. That gets him to 2-dart territory. There was an argument for going for the max. However, Littler needs this to save the match. Bullseye! Match-winning chance for Cross. Does he get a match dart to put Littler away on debut? Cross for his second European Tour title in a second country.
Well, he picked one up in Sindelfingen last season, single 20. Decision time, it's got to be tops. Doesn't find the target with the first dart and gets one for good measure with the second to lead himself double 10. How ironic it would be if Cross wraps it up with double 10. But Littler on double 10 himself, he's missed it this time just when he needed it most. Double 5. And we are going all the way in Visa, and it's exactly what the crowd wanted, and it's exactly what these two have delivered. A brilliant way to wrap things up, a superb finale, and it will be settled in the next 2 minutes or so.
The one line I have heard about Littler more than anything else in the last couple of months is there anything he can't do? Is he David Beckham or is he Luke Littler on that last dart? Round the wall, in the bottom corner, bravo. Secondly, he's in the last leg decider. Rob Cross is averaging nearly 110.
Littler has the darts. 96 with his first visit, 180 with his second. He's in the driving seat once again. Cross, though, will look to just get himself back in the frame. I would not rule it out.
First time anybody's got to 3180s in a European Tour event. He's not just seen the record, he's passed it and sprinting still. 225 and 6 would give him the title. 120 left. Rob Cross has not had a match dart. That's how you win darts matches. One of the premier European Tour finals we've ever had in the 13 seasons we've been going. This is a match-winning chance, a championship-winning chance.
Shanghai for Littler for the title. Can't find the treble.
100.
Look, it's tens. It's had its part in this final, and it may be the final shot. Watch out, darting world. It's Luke Littler's world, and we're just living in it by the looks of it.
Well, double 10 has served him so well this weekend. Once again, it's double 5, as it was in the previous leg. And on his European Tour debut, it's another astonishing chapter in this remarkable adventure for this remarkable 17-year-old darts player from the northwest of England, Luke Littler, with his biggest individual paycheck since the World Championship final.